Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. It's Leslie Tagorda again, your brand navigator. Oh my gosh, I just got off a call with the current round of Crystallize. We had a group coaching call today, and it was so much fun to reconnect. I haven't talked to these ladies. We took a little break for the summer, and it was so much fun to hear how everybody's been doing, how they re-energized over the summer, what was working for them in their business, how they were showing up, and what wasn't working. And there was a common theme that kind of kept on coming back, which was super exciting. So I'm just going to share a little story. So my one of the women in my group coaching in Crystallize is this woman, a photographer named Carrie Vaca. Hi, Carrie. And Carrie's been, gosh, we've been friends and clients for, I don't know, over 10 years, 12 years, a very, very long time. Anyway, she has been taking a break over the summer and traveling and going to Europe and going to festivals and going to all kinds of wonderful places. And what she noticed, what she wanted to share was this magical win. So she's been sharing that on her Facebook page, on her personal page of all of her travels and all the work that she's been doing and kind of like her challenges and everything. And somebody reached out to her for a photography session. And Carrie had no idea that this person was even a friend, and she found out that this person who had requested some photos was the parent of her daughters when they were in elementary school, and when the kids were in elementary school. So Carrie hadn't seen this person in such a long time, and Carrie connected with this person who wanted some photography, and they had this fantastic photography session. Now, what I wanted to point out, what was so magical about this, was that Carrie was so surprised that this guy reached out to get some photos taken. And what I wanted to point out to Carrie was that, well, yes, it's a wonderful, delightful surprise, but it's when we start just showing up as who we truly are, when we are being our 100% authentic self. I know that just gets said so much, our authentic self. Let's take that off the table. But when we're showing up with our being ourselves and being totally energized, people can feel that. And so like in your business, as you've been growing your business, if you've had your business for a few years, we don't know who's been consuming our content and watching us show up. So even though we think that we're here talking to an empty screen, like I am right now, there are absolutely zero watchers right now as I'm here on live. And that's okay, because I don't know who's going to be watching this tomorrow, in an hour, or even in a few days, and what they're going to get from that. And when Carrie shows up, when I can show up as my 100% authentic and unique self, then people love this. And so we just need to keep on showing up as our true self. So let's talk about our true self. Sometimes I call this our true north. Sometimes I call this our North Star. Earlier you mentioned saying our authentic self. Well, when we can align and be in tune with our true north, this true north never wavers, and this true north lives deep within ourselves. If we are brave enough to do the deep exploration, because the scariest exploration, the deepest exploration, the further off the exploration we can do is the journey within ourselves. And when we know our vision, and when we know our purpose, and when we know our definition of like what we are supposed to be doing here on this earth, we can align to that true north. Now, that true north doesn't waver, right? Just like in navigation, we talk about the North Star because it's this one point that never wavers, and people have been using it to travel across vast amounts of space and time and journeying throughout the oceans and everything like that. In our journey, in our business journey, we have cycles that go up and down, we go sideways, we go all of these different places. But if we can align to that true north, we always know that we're headed in the right direction. And so with Carrie, she was totally headed in the right right direction because she was showing up as her wonderful woo-woo spiritual self. She showed up to the shoot. She didn't know if this guy was into spirituality or not, but she held, she wanted to set the intention, and she held his hand. And as she was holding his hand and setting the intention, her client just released all of these tears, these cleansing, clearing tears that set up their foundation for her ability for him to show up as he is need to be, as for him to show up as his true self, so that they could have this amazing photo session. And the photos, of course, turned out fantastically because Carrie showed up how she needed to be. So let's talk about a little bit aligning to our true north, right? So right now I'm in the process of creating a new freebie that I can share with everybody, because this is a really fun and easy freebie. It's called the 4 Directions, and it serves as your compass rose in your brand journey, okay? So the 4 Directions, if you know compass rose on a map, the 4 Directions tells us what north is, right? I don't know which way you can see my hands going, but compass rose shows on a map where your true north is. Now, for us in our brands, right, what is our true north? So when we look at our true north in our brands, I'm looking at our natal chart, and I call this like kind of the Astro brand technique. This is how I look at it. And in our natal chart, if you've ever seen your natal chart, it's a circle. It's kind of like a mandala. And there is 2 crosses. So at your left side is your rising sign. And that is the easternmost part of the zodiac that was rising on the eastern horizon at the time that you took your first breath, or if we're looking at your business chart, when your business took its first breath. And then we also look opposite that to the descendant at the 7th house cusp. Okay, and the descendant, the rising sign and the descendant tell us the guide that we're supposed to be, as well as the hero that we're supposed to serve, right? The people that we're supposed to make a commitment to serve. Now, going up and down, at the top is our midheaven, and our midheaven shows us in society how we need to show up, our public life, where we're going to get the most kind of recognition, and how people are seeing us, like how we need to show up in our public life. I think I said that already. That is our midheaven. That's kind of like our ultimate goal. But we're never going to be able to show up authentically to our midheaven until we get our nadir figured out. So the nadir is opposite the 10th house midheaven cusp, and it's down at the south in our 4th house cusp. So some astrologers look at the 4th house as kind of like our roots and our ancestry and our family. But when we're looking at branding, our nadir is the work that we need to do for ourselves to overcome in order for us to really set that foundation and those roots, those really strong roots, so that we can grow and show up as the midheaven that we're supposed to be. So that's why I like to look at this kind of 4 directions to align ourselves, to calibrate ourselves, so that we know that we're really going into the right direction. We're showing up as the guide that we need to be for the people that we're going to serve. So that's our 1st house cusp, also known as our rising or ascendant sign. Looking at serving our customers in the 7th house, that kind of archetypal energy of the hero that we are needing to serve. And then we're looking at our midheavens to know who we need to, how we're supposed to show up in public, and the voice that we need to be, and then looking at our nadir to figure out what we still need to work on in ourselves so that we can set the foundation to really grow and show up. So those are the 4 directions. And when we can calibrate to that, when we can calibrate to the guide and the leader that we need to show up in our brands and in our business journeys, oh my gosh, it makes things so much easier. No longer are we kind of like throwing spaghetti on the wall, seeing like, oh, who are we supposed to be serving? What are they looking for? No, we can stand true to ourselves and channel the energy of the guide that we are supposed to be, so that in our brands, we can show up and attract those who really, really, really want what we need or what we're offering, right? They really want what we're offering. So this is just really, really beautiful. And in Crystallize, in my group coaching or branding program, it's basically in Crystallize, we're really fleshing out the entire brand map for you at your business journey at the juncture that you're at. So in our business journey, our businesses come in cycles, right? You could be at the start of your business. You could be at the end of your business. You could be midway in their business trying to build up visibility. There's all kinds of different places where your business cycle is, as well as the cycle within your own self, like energetically, right? Is it a time to recharge, or is it a time to work? Is it a time to assess and take note? We can look at all of those different kind of like celestial cycles to figure out where we are in our business journey, and then to create the brand map for our business journey. When we create our brand map, we're aligning, of course, to our true north and our vision, because we need our vision, but then we're also mapping out the voice, the calling that we have, the messaging, all of our contributions to our community, right? We need to contribute. We need to communicate everything that we offer. We need to do all of these things. And when we have our vision, we can then put together our voice and tell our story so that we can connect with the right people. And then, of course, in branding, it wouldn't be branding if we're not talking about our style, if we're not talking about our logo, our website, our look, our systems that make our customers feel special, right? And that's part of the style of our brand map. So when we're doing, if we ever work together, I would love to work with you, not only like figuring out your calibration and your North Star, but then going even deeper to like put together the entire brand map so that you have this destination, right? This idea, this goal of what you're trying to work for. And as we have all learned in spirituality, it's not necessarily about getting to the destination, but it's really enjoying the process, falling in love with the process and the journey. So for all of you women business owners, all of you explorers out there who know that you have a truth that is deepest, that is only for you, that you don't want to do anybody else's truth. You are the explorer, you're the philosopher, you're the seeker of your internal truth. You have a wanderlust, whether or not you ever leave your hometown or not, you have a wanderlust to go deep within yourself to figure out what that true north is for you. I would love, love, love to talk with you. All right. So send me, send a comment here. I'll follow up with you how we might be able to get on a call. And here, I want to hear where you are in your brand journey, and if we can add some clarity to figure out what your next steps are and what your vision is. All right. So let me know. I would love to hear if you are aligned to your true north, or if you're still trying to figure that out and need some help. Would love to hear where you are in your journey. All right. Take care. Bye.